Hey guys, welcome to the SimRacingPaddock. I'm William Marsh, and oh, shoot. Hey guys, welcome to the SimRacingPaddock. I'm William Marsh, and do you want to hear a fun fact? So, Assetto Corsa exited early access on Steam. It was 3 years ago today. So this is kind of the third anniversary of Assetto Corsa. Our random question, is sound working now? So is sound working now? Sorry, I dropped my keyboard right as I started the stream, which did it mess up with some things. It looks like I'm getting audio okay. Okay, we're getting audio now. So yeah, this is the third birthday of Assetto Corsa as a full title. So I just wanted to sort of celebrate a bit and just do some fun driving. Also, test out a new cockpit. This is the GTR Simulator GTAF cockpit. I am testing it with the Thrustmaster TSXW, TH8A shifter, and T3PA pedals. It also has a triple monitor mount, which I'm not too keen on right now because it sets the monitors quite a distance away. So the monitors are about maybe a good 3 feet away from where I'm sitting and where I am in the wheel. So it's kind of irritating. But to celebrate the 3-year birthday of Assetto Corsa, I am going to go to the first car and track combo you were able to drive in Assetto Corsa. So this was actually a combination that was released. It was released back in 2013. It was this preview. So it wasn't even early access. It was a tech demo. And that was released, and that was available to owners of Ferrari Virtual Academy or I believe Netcar Pro. So you were able to test out the Lotus Elise supercharged model around Magione, and I overshot it while talking. So Magione. And let's see, Eagle Racer. I'm in the US, so technically right now it's the 19th, and it released out of early access on the spread of 18th and 19th. So if you go to Wikipedia, it says the 19th. If you check some articles, it says the 18th. And the rim and pedal setup I'm using today, I'm using the Sparco P310 competition mod and the T3PA pedals. So DJ Field, yeah, triple screen mount is built onto GTO Mega Art 2, about 30 inches, 2.5 feet. This feels a little further though, which is kind of irritating because I'm used to having my screen like close up. So this is a little further, but let's test out this vintage combo. So one thing you'll notice on the top of the stream now is I have this ticker bar, and this ticker bar these are just placeholder. John did not donate over $100 to me, but it is this not preview, but to sort of catalog people who subscribe, catalog people who donate, and things like that. So that is what this new thing is. Voice is cutting out. Check, check, check. The quick brown fox jumped over the yellow dog. So now we are behind the wheel of the Lotus Elise Supercharged and at Magione. So this was the first people could actually taste of Assetto Corsa back in the day. I haven't driven this combo in forever though. When I first drove this was before I was even in the sim racing community as even a blogger for Inside Sim Racing. This was back when I was just a fan. But yeah, this is definitely a fun car and track combo. It did a decent job being able to showcase what we had. The Abarth 500 day one, I don't think that was day one. This was that tech demo, so you only got one car, one track, I think. Then the Abarth 500 was released a little later. Eagle Racer, happy birthday, or early birthday. But yeah, this was a lot of people's first taste of Assetto Corsa, and people like myself, we were super excited for this because the first announcement of Assetto Corsa was in 2011. So it took 2 years to get to the tech demo part, then another year to get to early access, and then when early access was lifted, almost 2 years after this early access, people were chomping at the bit because Assetto Corsa, they were claiming so much they were going to pack Assetto Corsa with. They were saying, yeah, we're going to have it modding, we're going to have a solid single player with AI, which was kind of huge because actually Assetto Corsa was Kunos's first title that had AI. Ferrari Virtual Academy, Netcar Pro, Netcar Name, they did not have any AI. It was just single car or online. And now this is actually a title with AI, half decent AI now. At first, Assetto Corsa's AI was pretty poor, but now it's really stepped up, which is great. And then the modding community, I don't really have to speak twice about that. It's really blown up, it's really solid, and has a lot of great content. And then laser scan tracks, that really adds to the level of detail. And speaking of laser scan tracks, one of my home tracks is coming tomorrow. That is Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca is approximately 2.5 to 3 hours from where I live. I've actually never seen a race there though. I would love to go there and watch a race, but it is that slight distance where I'd rather just drive half hour, go to Sonoma Raceway. But Laguna Seca it's a deceptively difficult track because if you think about it, it's these high-speed corners that are wide sweepers. If you overshoot it, you're in the sand, you're gonna be screwed. And then the corkscrew, that is also just danger. But yeah, I've had friends go to the track when MotoGP was there. I went to the track at times because there used to be this Christian music festival there, and they would hold it at Laguna Seca every year. So I would go there. I just never went to a race there. So Project Cars 2 will receive about 8 more months of support. Okay. I think they had longer support with the original Project Cars, but Project Cars 2 has been out for a few months now. So who knows, but hopefully there are still some bugs that I hope will get addressed in the patch, or in patches. Because Project Cars 2 is a fun title. It's in my top 5, definitely. But it just is still unpolished, and I think that's one of the Achilles heels of Slightly Mad Studios. But the beauty of Project Cars 2 is it is a great overall package. It has a lot of different forms of racing, a huge variety of cars and tracks. And yeah. Also half decent racing rules. But I would love to see a safety car or something. But yeah, it's crazy thinking that Assetto Corsa is 3 years old now. And if you count the early access and stuff, it's 4 years almost. So it is starting to look to what is going to be in Project Cars, not Project Cars, in Assetto Corsa 2, or if they're going to call it that, or whatever Kunos Simulazione's next title is, because odds are they're going to be looking towards that next title. I don't think 505 Games, or the parent company, our Digital Bros, I think it is, I don't think they bought Kunos Simulazione to just rest on the laurels of Assetto Corsa 1. So Assetto Corsa 2, I think it will either be announced next year or maybe early 2019. My guess would be closer to 2018, so maybe E3 2018. That's maybe when we get the announcement for Assetto Corsa 2. And here's some of what I hope I would see in Assetto Corsa 2. One of the biggest things I want to see in Assetto Corsa 2 would be the proper multi-class racing. This was actually something similar to what Project Cars 1 got wrong. So Project Cars 1 and Assetto Corsa 1, they allow you to pick the cars that you're going to run against, but you don't get true multi-class racing. You don't get cars scored in different classes. So, for example, there's the online lobby that has GT3 and GT2 cars. They usually race around Mugello. And if you enter in that race with the GT3 car, you're 90% never going to win that race, because those GT2 cars will really be a class of their own. So getting proper multi-class racing in Assetto Corsa 2, I think that would open up more possibilities. I think it would be a great boost for leagues that are looking to run endurance events. So yeah, top of my list, proper multi-class racing. The second thing I would say, and I know this is a kind of cop-out combining 2 and 1, is day to night transition and weather. Okay, pole position Brazil. Yeah, welcome. But yeah, so day to night transition and weather. This is somewhat of a controversial topic with people, because everyone's like, not everyone's gonna race at night, not everyone's wanting to race in the rain. Well, in this day and age, in this generation of simulations, it's not just the day to night transition and rain. It's also, say, the temperature in the air relative to the temperature on the track. A hotter track is slicker, a cooler track is grippier. The air pressure, some titles simulate air pressure, where with higher pressure they will have, I think, more engine power, because more air is entering the engine, and then power goes lower when the air pressure is lower, because less air is getting in to the engine. So that is something I'd like to see, and that being dynamic as well, because if you look at a title such as Forza Motorsport 7, the time of day is not dynamic. Don't be fooled with them saying dynamic. It is scaled day to night transition and weather. So it is scaled to your progression through the race. You could stand still in Forza and time won't progress. So there's that. And then Gran Turismo Sport, they have different times of day you can pick, but it is static. The time doesn't progress. So I want to see Assetto Corsa go that extra mile and have dynamic day-to-night transition and weather in the next title. The next thing I want to see is more cars and more tracks. Another 2-for-1 request, but I think it's needed. So Assetto Corsa has fun tracks. Don't get me wrong, but right now, the best cars and best tracks are locked behind DLC. If someone just bought Assetto Corsa by itself, no DLC, they'd likely be disappointed. And for good reason. Because most of the Ferraris are DLC. All of the Porsches, minus an SUV or two, are DLC. So, looking at that, you'd be disappointed if you just bought vanilla Assetto Corsa. So, Assetto Corsa 2 could capitalize on that by having all of those cars in the core package and adding more. I think we need a larger American presence in Assetto Corsa. I might be a little biased because I'm American, but there's no American track yet. And then tomorrow there's going to be Laguna Seca, so that's first American track. And it's a great track to prove first. But looking at the tracks, I'd love to see Road Atlanta, Road America, Lime Rock Park, Sebring. Those would be great examples of tracks that could bolster the roster and bring awareness to American motorsport. And then cars. There are a couple Fords. There's, I think, the Chevy Corvette. I think there's a Camaro as well. And I think that's just about it for American cars. Or also Ford GT. But that is paltry compared to European. I mean, there's, of course, a surplus of Italian cars because they're from Italy. There's German. But, yeah, it's like... it's slightly difficult. And I'm hoping that with the larger budget from the Digital Bros buyout, I am hoping they could increase their track and car roster. So what is another thing I would like to see in Assetto Corsa 2? A revamped online interface. The online system for stock Assetto Corsa is garbage. Or maybe not total garbage, but starting to get a little stinky. It's been out for a couple days. But you look at it, you can't choose your livery in stock Assetto Corsa online. You can't really do much besides jump in a server, race. There's not many things in the way of racing rules. There's not much in the way of customization. So if they can improve their online roster, that could be a huge benefit for Assetto Corsa 2. At least give us the ability to add, or choose your own liveries. So, yeah, improved multiplayer interface, that is something that I think is a necessity for Assetto Corsa 2. And here is one that likely will ruffle a few feathers. Another thing I want to see in Assetto Corsa 2, a better single-player experience. So, yes, we're in 2017. Yes, online racing is as good as ever. We can race with people around the world with minimal ping. But there are some people who can't race online, either with bad internet connection or they might just not want to race online. They want to race single player. And in my opinion, in large, Assetto Corsa's single player career mode was an afterthought. It really missed out a lot of what could have been. I like using Project Cars' system as an example. Project Cars has a solid online career mode. It has that idea of being able to progress in a virtual career. By contrast, Assetto Corsa's online feels largely like Gran Turismo 5's career mode, which was a bit of a sore spot. It was just race one race, jump to the next one, jump to the next one, jump to the next one. You've done a mini season, go to the next. It's just, there isn't much in a way of rewarding you for doing it at all. There's no real incentive. But I think that's something where if if Assetto Corsa 2 did away with online, I would rather them do that than just half-bake it again. I would rather them have no career mode rather than, say, like a half-baked one that leaves you disappointed. Because you can always set up single races, you can always set up events, but realistically, I don't like getting disappointed with with career events, and I found myself with a bad taste in in my mouth after taking part in Assetto Corsa's career. So here is the last one that I'm gonna put on this list, and I think it's a biggie. More forms of racing. So, if you think about it, one of the things that makes Project Cars 2 so successful, even though it is a bit of a buggy mess, is it has a wide variety of racing. Let's look at Assetto Corsa. We have road racing, we have drifting, we have the online Toge community, we have a half-baked form of drag racing. What about rally? We have hill climbs in Assetto Corsa. We have support for point-to-point events. Why not find a way to implement a co-driver and make them into rally stages? Add loose track support. I think that would be a cool idea. And then with that, I think we could also see, maybe, this could be a stretch, some oval racing. Dirt oval racing can be kind of fun. I'm not as big a fan of oval asphalt racing as I used to be, but that could be interesting for the people that want to go slideways. But I think Rallycross, that could be good. I guess Wii Game 24/7 was reading my mind. But yeah, Rallycross, and adding support for heat events. So I would love to see that. And I think we could add support for long events. Imagine something like Lake Louise Road with mixed surface, like a third-party version of that with mixed surface racing. So I would just love to see that, and I think that could really flesh out Assetto Corsa 2, because Assetto Corsa 2, the mindset of it is they want a lot of forms of racing, and I think that would be fun as well if it's done properly. Honorable mention. I know I was going to say last one, but honorable mention to Better Damage. So, Better Damage could be huge for a lot of reasons. And I know that's also another controversial topic. People are like, we're not driving crashing simulators. But damage is a form of racing. And if you are involved in a minor accident, I would like to see that realistically represented. Damage in Assetto Corsa is kind of lackluster. Sometimes it's too sensitive, sometimes it's not sensitive enough. One thing that Assetto Corsa 1 does decently is they kind of have a good simulation of wear and tear. I would like to see them flesh that out even further. Wear and tear over the course of a race. Maybe simulating tires blowing. I don't think I've ever had a tire blow in Assetto Corsa 1. I don't even think they have support for that. So seeing that idea in Assetto Corsa 2 could also flesh it out. So what would you like to see in Assetto Corsa 2? It's always interesting, but realistically, Assetto Corsa 1 is on the tail end of its lifespan. So we need to start looking to the future, talking about what we want to see and what Kunos is willing to put in. But I think the future of Assetto Corsa will look pretty good. Improved graphics, that could be a good one. I think the graphics are serviceable in Assetto Corsa 1. Wii game, it's sort of speculation right now, but I think just with the way business goes and how I think some of Kunos staff have talked about, I think there is going to be an Assetto Corsa 2. Or it's going to be something that is a successor to Assetto Corsa. Maybe it's called Assetto Corsa 2, maybe it's something else. But yes, we will see a future title in the series, per se. But yeah, this is always a fun car and track combination. This Lotus almost feels at times like a go-kart. It's very neutral handling. It might edge a little on the understeer side, but it's a fun car. It does a decent job. Oh yeah, driver swaps. I'll loop that in the online, but yeah, an interface for driver swaps. I'd love to see that. Because iRacing is the only one as of right now that makes it easy to do driver swaps. R-Factor 2, I know, has it in place, but I think it's more of a hack way. But having that ability to switch cars in the course of a race, that would be pretty awesome. Oh, the windshields in Assetto Corsa. That always was kind of frustrating for me, and thanks Wii Game for subscribing. But yeah, the windshield, it's like the cars are always dirty windshield. They start off dirty, and yeah, you can't really do anything about it. You can't clean it. But just think, you're racing in hundreds of $1,000 cars, and it's just the windshield starts off dirty. You would think they'd clean it before you drive. I mean, the rest of the car gets dirty dynamically, but not the rest of the car. I'm not the windshield. Let's try to get a little slide in. Kind of a fail slide, but let's go to another track. And I guess after this stream, I have to pick up the pieces of my keyboard that broke off. Hold on a second. Why did that not check? Okay. Save. Okay. So let's try another combination. Wait, what happened? There we are. So just taking a look, and unfortunately the new DLC is not out yet, but let's go to Porsche. I always enjoy the Porsche racing. Actually, no, let's take a look and see if there are any SRS races going on. Oh, I don't have VIR, dang it. I'm not a big fan of Virginia International Raceway myself. I find the Assetto Corsa fans a bit elitist, but I have to say I love how Kunos keeps polishing this game instead of dumping it and moving on to the next one. Yeah, they've definitely done a great job polishing everything. And Yeah, fans for any title I've found can get a bit elitist. Let's hijack an online server. And Polyplays, I am using the TSXW wheel. I am using the TSXW. So let's see. So we might be able to do some online racing, guys. That's Highlands Long. Nordschleife Tourist. Drifting. That's GT3 Racing with the Red Bull Ring. SimPit Battle the Beamers practice server. Seems like things are kind of dead right now. Yeah. Monza, VRT Italia. So that's a 48-minute race. So that could be fun. Full GT3 car field. So I guess you would need to have a solid... or you would need the DLC and stuff. But let's see. I'm going to go into Ferrari, actually. Or wait, nope. You can't because it's booking. That sucks. Assetto Online seems dead. Console especially is just Drift and Nordschleife Tourist. I'm kind of inclined to agree with that. Another booking. Let's turn off the booking requirement thing. I've heard that the console versions are not as polished. So let's just do Nordschleife track day, I guess. And I think I might go old school. Alfa Romeo. Oh yeah. Let's jump in that. I love the free roam online session with mods of amazing roads. It's real fun. Can play hours of Assetto Corsa online. Sparko wheel seems good. Is it better than that of the Fanatic though? I kind of like the Fanatic rims slightly better because of the features. I don't like the D-pad on the Sparko. The D-pad is easily one of the lowest points of this rim. Also, I don't like the fact that there is no dash on it. There's no indicator or anything. So considering this is marketed as a premium rim, it's kind of disappointing. So, WeGame 24/7. SRS is Sim Racing System. It's a system that's supposedly similar to iRacing in concept. It has different races scheduled, so it's kind of like a league. So, there are different championships you can take part in. Races are like once a week. So, yeah, that is sort of what leads you, or what Sim Racing System is. It tries to coordinate events. GTR, I'd go with blue. Girls be crazy. GTR is life. But can mine be a McLaren F1 GTR? Anyone can take part. You just need to sign up on SimRacingSystem.com. And you go there and you can take part. So this lobby's just open for 40 minutes. So we'll just goof off, have some fun. Talk while driving on the Nordschleife. bit of liftoff oversteer. This is such a fun car, though. I love these older touring cars. Oh, that is a Corvette behind me. Let him by. He's faster. But this is just such a fun car. Do I find the TSPC loses feedback mid-corner? I've actually never driven a TSPC. This is the TSXW, but it's very similar in construction. I don't find it loses feedback mid-corner. One thing to also factor in, though, is if a wheel is kind of losing feedback, if you're saying that, or if it's kind of still strong, you're just losing that idea of feeling through the wheel, it could be oversteer. It could be understeer, I mean. I was having oversteer right there. But if you're steering too hard and the tires start sliding, you might lose feedback. I did put can't stand it. Cars are still bleep when it comes to handling, I feel like. What do I think of the Logitech G29? If it came out 5 years ago, I would have been a lot easier to recommend it. But in 2017, it's behind on the times. It really is. It's using 2010 technology. And it's basically the same as a Logitech G27 with the buttons transferred to the wheel and no shifter. I can't recommend it unless you find it on sale for around $200 or something. For the suggested retail price of $400, no way. No way. So looking at Fanatec series to upgrade from TSPC, it would be a minor upgrade, but it is a bit of an upgrade. That's what I would say about it. The Fanatec is a little smoother, and I find the Thrustmaster wheel to be a little notchier. And DJ Phil, go ahead and take that shot now. It's funny though, because DJ Phil, he was saying, yeah, I might start a drinking game if for every time Will says the Thrustmaster wheel's notchy. And it's like, okay, go ahead, take your shot. Missed the shift. Still not fully used to this TH8RS shifter, but it's a fun shifter. Definitely good for classic cars because it has that gate feel to it. It feels like an old gated transmission. Whoa, a little oversteer. Whoa. Oh, ow. I totally missed that corner. RJ, I did see that message. Sorry, I'm just trying to address other conversations right now. But yeah, it'd be interesting, but I thought they did have touring car series around the world. I don't understand why the 3-pedal set doesn't come with Fanatec PS4 wheels. Seems dumb. It's... yeah, I wish that the pedal set would come with it. Because right now, Fanatec does not have a single solution. It's either a bundle, which you could see that as a solution, but they don't have like a box set that includes everything, which is kind of irritating. Woo! Little over rev. Whoa, whoa. Stutter, stutter, stutter. Whoa. I find Assetto Corsa stutters more on online servers than it really does in single player. So I'd love to see Assetto Corsa 2 optimize or patches in Assetto Corsa 1. T150 Alcantara 599 on Black Friday. Oh boy, Giaz, you're gonna hate me. You might hate me right here. I just saw the T5 or the T300 RS with the Ferrari 599 and the 3-pedal set for $299. My clutch pedal's a little squeaky. Okay, yeah. Well, $20 difference is a lot different than, say, the $20 difference between the lower. So, Rachid, what I was saying was the John is a placeholder for this new system that I put on. That is a tracker where it tracks subscribers, donations, and super chats. So you can look at that and use that for you can, so if someone wants to subscribe, donate, do a super chat or something to make sure it's working, I would not mind. But do I think any sales are coming up for the sim community? There are a couple going on right now. If you're interested in Codemasters titles, Humble Bundle, they are doing a sale where for $15, I think you can get like 8 games. Granted, like 3 or 4 of them are good. Caden, yeah, Super Chat is when people donate through YouTube. You do a donation through YouTube and you can have your chat made super, I guess. Whoop, whoop. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, Humble Bundle is doing Codemasters. I'd say that, or yeah, 3 or 4 of those games are actually good. There's Grid Autosport, which is a little underrated as the title. There is Dirt Rally. There is F1 2014, or no, 2013. I think that was the good one. I think that's part of it. But yeah, so I'd say for $15, it's a great deal if you don't have Codemasters titles already. Then there's also, let's see. There's always the promo code for SRP GTO Mega to get 5% off GTO Mega cockpits. Those are one of my personal favorites. So I'd say take a look at that if you're looking for a cockpit. Beyond that, I'm not sure of too many sales. If people are looking to get into Oculus Rift, I did see it on Newegg for about $349 or so. You could do that. One of my friends, he just got the, he just bought an Oculus Rift for his son. Josh Ashworth. Sorry. Did I try the SimRacing Wheel? I have not. And odds are it might be unlikely I'd be able to, because unless someone in Northern California has an AccuForce. That might be one of the ways I could actually test out an AccuForce, because the head PR guy of SimRacing, he hates my guts. So this is the Alfa Romeo, I think it's 155 Ti. It's the Alfa Romeo DTM touring car. But yeah, I'd love an opportunity to test out an AccuForce, don't get me wrong, but it's a situation where I don't want to just spend $1,000 on one, especially considering I need a cockpit that would be able to handle it, I think. Woo! Oh, and I did hear about some of those problems. I did test out a friend's F1 GT. Oh, shoot. There goes the windshield and suspension. Boom! DED dead. So, I am a San Jose Sharks hockey fan. I am a hockey fan. I respect... Whoa! I respect NFL and MLB. I'm not as huge a fan of those. But if I had to pick a baseball team I'm a fan of, I would say the San Francisco Giants, because that's my local team. I live about an hour from the stadium. So, yeah. And then football, I don't really have a favorite team. Like, the only reason I pay attention to football is because I have a fantasy football team, and I'm in contention for 3rd place in that championship. Woo! Oversteer! But yeah, so I'd love to test out an OpenSim Wheel. I did have 1 or 2 companies say they wanted to send me one, but I have kind of been getting stonewalled by them for about 4 months or so. Okay, here's a question I want to ask you guys. What is your guys' opinion on Alfa Romeo coming back to Formula 1? I think it's been like a good 20-ish, 30-ish years since Alfa's had a presence in F1. So I think it's interesting that Alfa Romeo, albeit it's going to be a Ferrari engine, I think, is going to be back in F1. I think it's fun. Whoa! Sorry. Hold on. Can I say sorry? No, I can't. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to punch him. I didn't mean to hit him. Whoops. Don't tell Jimmy. Panterino! But, yeah, I am enjoying this car a lot. Next level sim cockpits. Thoughts? I did test out the F1 GT. You can see my video of that on the channel. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was sturdy. I thought it was pretty good. But I wasn't a big fan of the seat myself. Granted, that was the F1 GT. I haven't tested anything like the Ultimate. Whoa. I want to get a good lap in this time. I added different seat cushions. Okay. Yeah, I'm pushing a little harder now. Our best time is a 7:52. I don't know what would be a good time with this car. Do I think the Ultimate with motion seat is good for the money? I think it could be a good option. I think John Sable, he said he liked his motion seat. Whoa! Boom! I just got Punterino'd. Any thoughts on Cars 3? I thought it was a good movie. I think the best part of it was that it did not mention Cars 2 whatsoever. I think that's one of the best parts. So with that, and also it was kind of a by the book story. That's one thing I would say. It kind of reminded me of like Talladega Nights. It reminded me of Days of Thunder, where it's the typical comeback story, but spoiler alert, at the end it flips it on its head, kind of. Does SRS link up with your Steam? No, it does not. Okay, let's try another good lap. 7:52, time to beat. Cold tires, though. One thing I did like, though, was it had a lot of references to NASCAR's history. They said Fireball Beach. That's kind of inspired off of Fireball Roberts, who was a NASCAR legend. Hold on a sec. Note to self, I should have screwed in the rim. Come on, Vet, pass me, pass me, pass me! I did not have an experience with Street Racing Syndicate. I don't think I ever really drove that. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Kind of alive. Hey dude, how's it going? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, slippery. What is my favorite street circuit? Long Beach. It's a fun track. I enjoy it a lot. Excuse me. Whew, little bit of a lockup. This is an open lobby. I forget the name of it, but it is an open lobby. What do I think of iRacing? Rallycross, fun, crazy, very, very slick. I can't really speak to how realistic it is, but I can say it is fun. Classic track bull run. Could always be interesting. So the Volkswagen Beetle GRC is a free car. Also the old version of Daytona, that's free. So you could use that, and you can use that to learn the Rallycross ropes. But yeah, I do have a video on my channel, which is my first ever iRacing online Rallycross race. Was a load of fun. Went kind of crazy. So, I want to talk a little bit about this cockpit now. Because I bet a lot of you guys have noticed this is not the GTO Mega. This is the GTR Simulator GTA F cockpit. And this is one of those ones that you'll find on Amazon, you'll find on eBay, and this, with the monitors, I believe is, I want to say $500. I can't remember the exact price, but it's one of the budget cockpits. And I went into this anticipating kind of hating this. I thought it was going to be complete crud. I thought it wasn't going to be a good one at all. But honestly, I'm a little pleasantly surprised. One thing worth noting is this is or what is it? The holes on this cockpit are intended for Logitech racing wheels. And also the Thrustmaster mounting holes are also on the wheel. But there are literally only 2 holes on this cockpit, or on the pedal plate. On the pedal plate, there are only 2 holes on it, and those are meant for Logitech pedals. So it's kind of funny. I've ghetto duct taped my pedals onto this pedal plate. I'm a little too lazy right now to mount or to drill extra holes, which I'll do in the future, but I am currently driving this with pedals duct taped to a cockpit, and it's okay. My least favorite thing though is definitely the pedal mount. If you go onto the GTR simulator page, oh shoot, I totally forgot this was the rookie circuit, or not rookie, the time trial. So I completely forgot about that. I was rambling, but 7:33, that's a good lap. So the this cockpit, I'm not a fan of the pedal plate for it because it doesn't mount securely. There's not a total secure mount. The way this is there's a hoop on the bottom of it, and you have that, and it hooks into this bar. So it just is supported by pressure on this bar. You don't have like anything to bolt in. You're not like, well, it's not welded or anything. It's just kind of using force to support it. And I don't think the Club Sport pedals would work well with this pedal plate. I don't think it would work well. So keep that in mind. I think that it works great with the T3PA. It works well with, I'm assuming, the Logitech pedals. But with the Fanatic Club Sport pedals, I'd be kind of wary. Did I say this comes with the monitor stands? Yes, it does. Oh, little overeager. But the GTA F model comes with a triple monitor stand, and I like it a bit. But the complaint I have is it's a decent distance away from the wheel. You have about maybe a 2.5, 3 foot gap between the top of the wheel and the monitor, which isn't the greatest for depth of field and being able to see. So keep that in mind. But all in all, this could be a decent budget setup. I'm going to do a more in-depth review coming up. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. The wheel is sturdy. I'm not feeling much flex in the wheel, which is good. That's something you want to definitely avoid. So I have time for one more lap around the ring, and then I'm going to wrap up this stream. But yeah, I think that this is a surprisingly decent cockpit, all things considered. There are other ones that are better for the price, I think, but this works all right. I was looking into possibly doing a review of the SimRacing K2, but oh my god, the shipping price is insane where I live. For the SimRacing K2, with a monitor stand and shifter support, and also, say, like a handbrake support, it is over 300 euros in shipping cost alone. That is insane. I might contact them and see if I could coordinate a lower shipping price, because that's just insane for shipping to the US. In a relatively small box, too. So let's get one more good lap in, and then I'll wrap up this stream. But all things considered, this is, I think, as mentioned, like $500 or $550 for this cockpit with a shifter mount, with a triple monitor support. That's a good deal. And I'll talk more about it in my review and have more camera angles and stuff, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Wow, that Ferrari GT3, that is kind of a big difference in the times. Consider this is an old 90s DTM car. That's a modern GT car. Huge difference in performance. So, interesting analog for the times. So, can I repeat what I said about triples? So, this includes a triple monitor stand. It is semi-adjustable. I am running with 24-inch monitors, which I think is the upper end of what it can support. It might be able to support 27s. I can't say off the top of my head, but with 24s, it's close to borderline. Also, it is a bit of a distance away from you. With my GTO Mega monitor stand, I could get it right up in my face. This is about 2.5 feet from my face, I think, which by comparison is staggering. Thank you, TRC, for subscribing. Thank you. And yes, that bar is working. Awesome. So TRC Sonic, thank you for subscribing. But yeah, the monitor stand, it works well. It attaches to the cockpit though, which I'm not too keen on. I think if it was separate from the cockpit, that might have allowed me to get it closer to me. I see what they're trying to do and I appreciate it, but it's just a little irritating, I think. We're on track for a good lap, I think. Whoa. I'm able to drive pretty well with this cockpit. I'm not worrying about flex or anything with this cockpit. I'd say it might be just as sturdy, if not a little, or no, the GTO Mega I think is a little sturdier. But this, it's close. I mean, there is a little bit of lift. So keep the, it feels like it's a little bit of lift. I might need to tighten down bolts a bit, but yeah. This is working well. Little over rev. I shouldn't have lifted that early. Whoa. Little fast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wide. Cut off an extra 7 seconds. Woo! 6th quick. Oh, man. We beat 7th by a 7/10. Woo! That was a good lap, though. I had a couple errors, but I think that was a good lap around the ring. So, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. There are some things I need to do around the house. I need to prepare for my trip to Southern California later this week. So, I am going to call it a night, guys. But this was a lot of fun. It's definitely interesting recognizing that Assetto Corsa is now 3 years old. Happy birthday, Assetto Corsa. And yeah, this was a lot of fun, guys. So thank you for watching. What cars came under me? So BMW M235 Racing, GT3, 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 Zonda. So yeah, those are fast cars. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for having fun. And hopefully I'll do another stream next week. Like late next week, I think. I'm coming back home on the 28th. There is a chance I might meet up with Sean Coldo. So I'll keep you posted on that. But for now, guys, you have a great night.